Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, this video is going to talk a lot about what competency management would help us or benefit us in all our organizational know-hows, in our organization success, at the same time as a candidate as well. It's a two-way process. It's not just once, that it's not only dealing with the people that we hire, or it's not only dealing with the strategies that we look up to. It's both, according to me, a win-win situation of the right candidate coming in and at the same time the right business strategies put over to him to reach up to the business goals. And imagine we can make wonders if that things matches and leaves no gaps. So let's understand what are certain benefits that we can get if these things really match very well and if we have the right thing on the platter. Effective and automated competency management creates a real-time and predictive inventory of the capacity or the capability of any workplace. So it's very important to understand the effectiveness and the automated competency management for any organization to grow to the fullest. By defining and automating the job roles and responsibilities associated with competency proficiency, leadership can rapidly identify strengths and skills gap. So once we exactly know what the job role is and at the same time what the leader has to say about competency proficiency, it is not difficult to understand what exactly are the strengths and what are the skills and leave no gaps in between them. Competency management then informs targeted skills, development learning solutions, improving the individuals and organization's performance. So both, not only individuals but also organization's performance, leading to much better business results. So it's, as I told you, win-win situation for both. Not only the candidates that we pull in, or not only the people who we're working with, but also the organization goals. So if there is no gap in left between the skills and the development process, it is definitely a win-win situation, negotiable for both of the organization strategies. So let's move ahead, see what all the benefits are there that we can jot down, which can come out through the competency management. So if you move on to the next slide, you will realize that what we are talking about, the first major benefit after resolving the gap, is enriched understanding of expected behavior and the performance. So there are certain behavioral skills that we identify and we take people in, and there are certain performances through their development that comes out as flying colors, where the organization helps to go to a certain level. So the major understanding of what exactly are the behaviors that are expected and what are the performances that have to come through, which will help us big time to get through the performance management. Of course, the quickest part of improving performance starts by knowing the target performance. Only if you do not know the target at all, how are you going to perform? So if you do not know where the win line is, so the winning line, when we start a race, if we don't know whether it's a 400 meters or a 200-meter race and we cannot see the winning line, and we don't know where the target is, where we are going to run, to what direction, we would not know exactly where to run at all. So it's very important to understand, which is the quickest way of understanding and reaching towards your goal, is first of all to understand and identify the target and then perform according to the target performance. Organizations that take the time out to define and shortlist the competencies, at the same time expected proficiency level at the same time of each competency according to the job role, which is very essential to achieving a certain business goal, have taken the first step towards giving the employees and the leaders the best of best short of performance excellence. So initially, it's all in the hands of the leaders to first be very sure of what the goal is, understanding and identifying what the people are, accordingly putting their strength into place, and then helping out them to reach to their particular goal and targets, making it very visible of what exactly the target is. And people who have done that, organizations have done that, have taken the first step ahead to move according to their direction of the final step. The next slide talks about improved talent planning. So when we say that there has to be a talent planning, which is also called as channel strategy planning or talent acquisition strategy planning, that's something which is lacking again. So if we have the improved talent planning in place to understand how are we supposed to take in a person, which would help our, I think, 80% of our efforts to take in the right people in our organization. Competency assessments results inform leaders about current and future talent capabilities. So by doing certain competency assessments or analyzations, there are a lot of people who head the department come to know what exactly are the capabilities that a person would require and what exactly are the capabilities that the persons need to show now and for the future talent as well. To be assessed as competent, the employee must demonstrate the ability and the experience to perform a job specific task. So if there is a specific task given, it's very important for that employee to understand where is he going to reach and what are the abilities that he can showcase or demonstrate for reaching up to that specific task. Data and analytic skills about that particular employee and knowledge are essential for performance risk mitigations that leadership would otherwise be blind to. So friends, this is very important to understand that the improved target planning is something that we are lacking today. If that's in place, definitely we bring in a lot of better results into understanding our competency management where it comes to the first baby step of hiring the right person in place. Another major benefit of competency management is optimized development and mobility strategy. So sounding too big, but actually, which means a lot of high performance organizations have understood and realized the organization's success that completely depends on how capable are the people in that organization. After so many surveys and so many things going around, leaving the 70% of the crowd, there are other 30% who actually focus and understand on why there is a need for the best people to be taken in. So that's one major thing. If we understand also who are running back short of not understanding why these people were hired, it's very important for us to understand that the competency optimizations, development and mobility strategy is also very important for competency management. These high performing organizations have also realized that the initial formal training is not really necessary to equip the employees for the appropriate skills to thrive to a particular workplace. Yes, definitely I would say the core training is very important, but at the same time it's not enough. If it is not enough, this is where competency management and competency based development comes in place. That's the exact reason why we have to have competency management along with certain development of performance. Competency-based development is created by a competency standards that have been identified for specific role in an organization. So if the role of the person is specific, there are certain competency standards that are set for that particular organization, for the particular skill, for that particular person who is coming in for that skill-based work. Taking this into focus, and now highly organizations are performing very high, understanding this, the ratio is 30%, still at a lower level, but still a huge scope of improvement. This is something can be improved drastically and benefit the entire competency management ratio, strategy, organizational performance, even the development of or enhancement of performance of the candidates or employees. The major benefit of competency management is also enhanced talent pipelines. Definitely the word makes this very clear. What do you mean by enhanced talent pipelines is there are a lot of promotions that happen into our organization. Now these promotions are given to people who are very good at imposing or showing their talents, skills, certain behaviors into perfect way of going ahead along with the technical abilities. So this is the time where a person is promoted to a better responsibility, higher responsibility, major responsibility and critical responsibility. While moving this person from one role to another, there are talent pipelines that are built. So the talent yesterday was something that was proven, and now there are more critical challenges that that person have to showcase more of his talent and capability and strengths to achieve that goal as well. Automated competency management enables on-demand information about the employees and the leaders, competency mastery at the same time, readiness to move ahead into from one level to another level with their critical roles. There are a lot of other critical roles where a person is wanting to move ahead, not wanting to move ahead, everything taken into consideration by understanding the acceptance of that person's abilities and strengths to be showcased at the next level. In this fashion, organizations are better prepared with developing plannings as a result of yield healthier talent pipelines, because definitely if there are people with amazing talents, go ahead, there's a healthier pipeline that can be created regardless of business cycles or any kind of economical conditions. Because people management is something which definitely doesn't depend on economic condition and a business cycle. In fact, business cycle and economic conditions are dependent on the employees of the company. They help us survive, the employees help us move ahead, or the employees help the companies ruin their entire targets. So at the end of the day, if the right and a very strong and healthy pipeline is followed with the correct talent and a know-how and awareness of how it can be treated very well, I think that's something where we can take the talent from one step to another by not only strengthening that person but also giving him the critical roles which strengthens the entire business cycle. So the next slide talks about improvement of the overall efficiency, which means, or the operational efficiency if I could say. There are certain things which competency management facilitates, like business driven learning and development, eliminates the non-value added trainings, highlights the strengths to be further developed or to be further enhanced, flags the critical gaps for mitigations, and generates higher level of employee and leadership satisfaction with their overall experience with their organization. Friends, it's very important to have no gap between the leader and the employee. That's one thing which takes them far ahead. If there are no gaps and no dissatisfaction or level of satisfaction which is achieved between the leader and the employee. You would have always noticed that a team who's very, very satisfied and happy with their manager is a team which does very well, and that team stands out in the entire organization. It can be a department also. Why? Because there is no gap that is between the leader and the employees in his department or which follow him or in his team. So a team leader has to be very strong enough to pull his entire league to the next level by giving them certain responsibilities and critical roles and not keeping everything to himself. At the same time, also understanding and improving the operational abilities with efficiency, which gives a lot of effectiveness to the final business growth. For this, there has to be an amazingly understanding leader which gives the chance and a very open platform to all his people to grow and to move ahead together as a team. The other major benefit of competency management is it helps integrated talent processes. Now, when we say talent processes, definitely we are aware of what process are we talking about when we talk about hiring, to promotion, to retention, and to rewards. So, serving as standards for expected job required from a particular employee and the job roles that are definitely expected from that employee, competency management becomes standard by which the highest performing organization talks about all and managing all the phases of the employee cycle, life cycle, right from the talent acquisition to development to retention and to reward. So it makes each and every life cycle very specific, which helps the employee to be hooked on with that organization for a very long time. But if the process is not in the right proportion or not in the right manner, or it's just hanging hanky-panky, it definitely becomes very difficult for that employee to stick around to the organization for a very long time. An organization which offers him a little better idea of understanding the talent process, he will definitely switch on to the next and we lose one talent more. So it's extremely important for an integrated talent process which through the competency management, which becomes very, very obvious and easy. So friends, these were some benefits that we get through the competency management. Now this is a system, competency management system is like an online system, which you can definitely have at all the organizations. Why we are talking of it too much is because for any management to grow to a next level, it's very important to start the first step right. And that's the reason I bring to you different kinds of management, various ways of management to handle it and take your organization to the next level. At the same time, take the employees along with the leaders to the next level. So that's the reason we are talking about different management strategies here, and which helps you indirectly to have everything focused and moving ahead in time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay tuned to Ekeeda and keep subscribing to our channel. Thank you.